All right, everyone, and welcome back to another Coast to Coast Live online showcase. My name is Adonis. I'm going to be your host for today's event. And as usual, we are joined by three very special guest judges who will be overseeing this entire event today. Let me go down the line. Let me introduce them one at a time. First up on the judge lineup, he's an A&R director over at Atlantic Records, Knowledge. Welcome back to another Coast to Coast Live online showcase, Knowledge. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Awesome, Knowledge. It's always a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us for today's online event. We always have a question that we ask our judges, and my question for you today, Knowledge, in today's industry, what makes a hit record?
Man, you know what? In today's industry, there's a lot of variables to that now. But I mean, more than anything, it starts with the music. You know what I'm saying? It starts with the music. You will have some hit record, quote unquote, hit records that the song wasn't necessarily. Well, those aren't actually no. What I'm going to say is you'll have don't get confused between a viral moment that a record has and a record being a hit record. So I would say for a hit record, it starts with the music. The music has to be good. You know what I mean? The song itself has to be good. Whether that's a complete 100% or whether the hook is just super catchy or something like that. Usually it's accompanied by a dope creative video. These days, a lot of times a hit can come from like some type of viral online push or whatever. But like I said, you have records that'll blow up on TikTok and become what people will call a hit, but then it doesn't travel much further outside of TikTok. And that's usually because the record itself wasn't really a great record. You know what I mean? Someone did a dance to it or whatever happened, and it happened to go viral for a moment. People heard it, and then they say, oh, okay, and then they move on. A hit record is people hear it, and they're like, oh my God, I love this record, and they keep playing it, they share it with their friends, blah, blah, blah. So it all starts with the music, you know what I'm saying? The rest of that stuff is out of your control. The only thing you can control, like I said, is the music. So focus on that.
Definitely well said. Knowledge, such a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us for our online showcase today. Up next on the judge lineup, he's a director of A&R over at Rock Nation. Polo, welcome back to another Coast to Coast Live online showcase, Polo. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Thank you for having me again.
Awesome. It's always a pleasure to have you, Polo. My question for you today, what platforms does a record label like Rock Nation use to promote their artists?
I mean, there's so many nowadays, especially like the ones that the kids are on. Triller, TikTok, those are a major platform. Obviously, Instagram, Facebook, media, now even Twitch. A lot of now, music is actually getting into gaming. So a lot of even gaming sites, Fortnite, and you've seen Travis Scott do a whole concert on Fortnite. So there's so many ways nowadays to kind of like exploit your music. You know what I mean? So as labels, we try to take advantage of what kids are on. So that's what we're looking for. We look for the platform that the kids are on, and we make sure that there's some type of content on it, and we promote on those platforms. So there's a lot of stuff now, especially with your phone being everything. You know what I mean? When I was coming up, I was a kid. I was interning, at labels. We didn't have the access where your phone was your everything. You had to run to your computer. You had to run to a laptop. You had to run to something that was connected to the internet to even access all this stuff. But now your phone is your walking computer, and you literally can stop everything you're doing, shoot a video, upload it, and even do a little dance to it on Triller. You know what I mean? Yeah. Within 20 minutes. So the technology has grown. So we're trying to grow as a label. We try to grow with the technology.
Sure, definitely well said. Polo, such a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us for our online showcase today. And last but certainly not least, he's a platinum producer. He's worked with artists such as Young Jeezy, LUDACRIS, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, 2 Chainz, and much, much more. You guys know him. It's DJ Pain One. Pain One, welcome back to another Coast to Coast Live online event, man. How you doing?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. It's always a pleasure to have you, Pain One. My question for you today, we get a lot of new and independent artists that tune into our events. We've also got a lot of contestants say, their recordings aren't good because they're recording on their phone or they don't have professional equipment. Now, you're a platinum producer. I'm sure when you started, you weren't working off of the top of the line equipment, multi-million-dollar studios. In your opinion, what is the basic equipment list that an artist needs in order to start making and recording music today?
I mean, I have heard people record passable demos on their phone. I've also seen rappers grow a huge fan base by just pointing their phones at themselves and freestyling in the car. It doesn't necessarily have to be the most high quality recording for it to garner you positive attention and for it to showcase your talent. For a music video showcase, this is what it is. You have to, and I'm glad the last two judges talked about all of the various social media and the various channels for music that we have now that we didn't have before. You have to consider the format. For YouTube, if you're trying to release an official music video, yeah, granted, you want the highest quality recording. But if what you're trying to do is create content, quality in terms of the video and the audio takes second place to how engaging and how unique and how overall good the content is. So I think a lot of people let quality stop them from creating and producing. And really, if it showcases your talent and it's appropriate for the format, then it's good. But in terms of getting a high quality studio recording at home, mics are cheap now. Interfaces are cheap. You can get an interface and a mic probably as a package deal for $250. And when you consider how much studio time used to cost, that's a hell of a deal. But YouTube is your friend. You know, go online, look at reviews, YouTube, Gear Sluts, whatever, and just kind of figure out which mic and which interface suits your needs and make that investment. It's a write-off. You're a business, and sometimes you got to invest.
Awesome. Definitely well said. DJ Pain 1, such a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us for our online event. That's our star lineup of judges. We have a great lineup of artists as well. Today, at least 12 artists are going to be showing their music or a music video that they submitted today. They'll be judged live alongside all three of those judges. Now, today the judges are deciding whether or not to give each artist a pass or a no pass. The goal for today is to get at least 2 passes from the judges. If you get yourself at least 2 passes, you're heading straight to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for the $50,000 in grand prizes. So that's the goal for today. Let me kick off this event with the first artist on the lineup, Super Caliente. Super Caliente, let me go ahead and bring you on into the main room with me and the other 3 of the judges. All right, can you guys hear us?
Yo, what's good?
What's going on, man? Where are you from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York, baby. How you doing, man?
Representing New York. It's a pleasure to have you. And what's your social media so everyone can go ahead and go check out your stuff?
The Real, SUPAKALIENT. That's The Real Super Caliente. I got a movie coming out with Griselda coming soon, 2021, so look out for that too. You know
now you said, what is that? Is that on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? Oh,
that's on Instagram.
Got it. Do you have a Facebook or Twitter as well?
No, just Instagram.
All right, dope. So tell us a little bit about this song that we're about to watch right now. It's called Nightmares Come True. What is this all about? What are we about to listen to?
This is my second time being around here. So my last experience, I had to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? So this is pretty much like a double back and redeeming myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much called Oh Yeah, pretty much for the doubters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So the title speaks for itself too. You know what I mean?
All right, dope. So let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. This is Super Caliente with Nightmares Come True. Oh yeah. Let me load this up. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right to it. Oh yeah. Hey yo, man, I can tell you couldn't fill my shoes. Smart as hell, but I be dumb in two. Here's the thing I came accustomed to. Let's turn the L's into these W's. I leveled up on you. Extra life, I got one up on you. You wanting me to fail? This shit is nothing new. If you don't fuck with me, man, I don't fuck with you. I'm about that revenue. With that, I pay my dues. I'm back on my bullshit. Bars on deck like I'm on cruise ship. One shot kill, I'm Kevorkian. Tell him meet the villain when I'm walking in. You ain't never seen a nightmare walk like this. Buffalo kid, yeah, of course he is. Yo, send me these Sam, they both hold 6. Let it pill in both hands, nigga Morpheus. Man, I'm still outside, you know the vibe. I pray everybody stay safe during these times. Still, I gotta cross them T's and dot them I's. Cause still these enemies plot on my demise. I be fanning these flames, I ether and made time. Go out with a bang, just me and his baby 9. I seen hell a lot, I'm the last of my kind. Like a braille watch, I'm really feeling this time. I'm through the ceiling with mine as I elevate. Warren G and Nate gotta regulate. Cause as long as I win, they gon' forever hate. Know I get under your skin, man, I am Leatherface. Man, I like to sharpen a pen and blow a couple apes. And then I paper chase, that's how I medicate. I'm trying to see a million by the time I'm 38. And do my numbers on the side like a figure 8, nigga 8. I said grace every time that I ate. Big at a plate, high at the stakes. They really out here want me to starve, but I can't. You niggas either on board or you walk in the plank. I said grace every time that I ate. Big at a plate, high at the stakes. They really out here want me to starve, but I can't. You niggas either on board or you walk in the plank, nigga. Oh yeah. 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 Yeah. Shouts out to my nigga Imperative, baby. You heard? 7-1 half a dozen. You know what time it is, man. Super caliente. Feed the soil, nigga.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first artist on today's lineup. That was Super Caliente with his song. Let's go right over to our judges. Let's see what they thought. We'll start things off. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, we'll start off with you. What were your thoughts of Super Caliente and his song that he submitted?
I mean, I thought the song itself overall was okay. I wasn't like a huge fan of the structure of it, but I thought within the song itself, like, you know, I liked the songwriting of it. I thought he had some witty bars in there. He showed he could really rap, and at the same time, he was still talking about something. You know what I mean? He just wasn't just rapping about nothing in particular. So, with that, you know, I'll give him a pass. But I think just he needs to work more on his making of a record itself, hook, verse. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But it's a pass for me.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Knowledge, giving you your first pass from the judges. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, you're up next. What'd you think of Super Caliente and his song that he submitted?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Knowledge. I think his talent and potential are through the roof. It just needs to be refined. And, you know, I think his cadences were dope. I think he can rap. I think he squandered an opportunity to really create a song because there wasn't a hook. It just kind of trailed off at the end. And if you're gonna do that whole, you know, verse, just one verse, you're putting extra pressure on yourself. It's actually less of a challenge to write a full song with a hook and structure it in a more traditional way than it is to just bank on a single verse, because that means that single verse has to be amazing. Yeah. And it was good, and had the hook been dope, it would have been a dope song. I'm going to give him a pass because I'm a fan of what he's doing. But this, you know, it's not just my advice, you know, and I have a feeling all three of the judges are going to kind of say the same thing.
And Payne 1, real quick, let me ask you, why is the structure of a song so important?
You know, it's like poetry. If you've ever studied literature, there are these forms, and they help communicate your messaging to the listener in the most effective way. Now, what happens often is that once you master that form, you say, fuck that shit, I'm going to try something different. But because you're at that point of mastery, you have the skill set to deviate from that form. And so I'm not saying super put yourself in a box and do 16/8 because that's what everyone else is doing. I'm saying master that form and be a good songwriter and sharpen your skills just like anything else, whether it's poetry, whether it's sports, whatever. Figure out what the standards are and then go crazy within that mastery that you've created for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you for that, DJ Payne One. Giving you your second pass, so congrats on that. But before we go, let's go on to the last judge on the lineup. He's the director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think of Super Caliente and his song that he submitted?
I mean, both judges hit it on the head. The judges there. I agree with a lot of what Payne said as far as format. I mean, you know, it was a song. The song was 2 minutes long, but it really was just one verse. You know what I mean? And if it's going to be one verse, you have to make sure you have those moments that kind of stand out and stick in people's brain. But overall, I think he has the potential. He did a good job. He embodied, you know, what that Buffalo sound is right now. You know, Brasilia, those guys are doing a great job. You know, even bringing the boom bat sound back. You know what I mean? And adding the, you know, the 2020 vision to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. But like Payne said, you know, to compete in song structure, you're gonna have to figure out, you know, add a format where there's a hook in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And the hook helps. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was towards the end, even if it was just hook, verse, or a verse and a hook, it still, you know, it extends the song a little bit more and gives you a little bit more of, you know, to grasp of what he is. And that's what you kind of wanted to do. But I'm going to give it a pass as well. Just, you know, hopefully it comes in competition with a song and not just a verse.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Polo. Well, Super Caliente, you heard it from all three judges. Congratulations. You got yourself 3 passes. You're headed straight to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for the $50,000 in grand prizes. Congrats once again. We'll see you live on stage next year. All right, guys, next up on the lineup, we have Louisette. Louisette, let me go ahead and bring you on into the main room with me and the other 3 of the judges. All right, and we have Louisette. Can you hear us? You guys are muted. Can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear us?
We got you. Wow, it's real echoey. I got you. How's it going? Where are you guys from?
Toronto.
Representing Toronto. It's a pleasure to have you guys. What's your now you guys are a group, right? How do you say the group name?
It's Louisette and the band.
Louisette and the band. That's awesome.
Yes, my sister's going to turn it to us.
Awesome. That's awesome. Now, what is your social media so everyone could go ahead and go check you out?
It's who's my oh yeah. Sorry. Louisette _ Skateboard. LOUISETTE_STFORT.
Awesome. And what is that on? That's on. Is that on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
Instagram. And on Facebook is Louisette St. Fort. No underscore.
Okay, awesome. So tell us a little bit about your song that you submitted today called Sun. You submitted your music video, which we're going to play here in a second. What is this all about? What are we about to watch?
So Sun is basically about the love of melanin. We are speaking positively about it. I know the sun isn't out here in Toronto right now. It's kind of snowing. But it's just the love of melanin. Everybody in the world has melanin, but nobody's really learned about it in school. So I thought it'd be nice if we wrote a song about it, especially in the time frame that we're in right now in the world, you know?
I feel you. All right, cool. So let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. We're going to go ahead and load up your video right now. It's called Sun. Let me go ahead and load this up, and we'll be right back.
Oh, wait, you're not
to bake in the heat of your hand. Sun, I'm your Mercury. I stay by your side. See, our love is no catastrophe. Our love is no catastrophe. I'll never allow it to be. Our love is no catastrophe. I'm electron, you the nucleus, you the mister, and I'm the missus. Your radiation seduce me. Gravitational, pulling me in. I'm not afraid to sex in the heat of your hand. Your sun, I'm your Mercury. I stay by your side. See, our love is no catastrophe. Our love is no catastrophe. And I'll never allow it to be. Our love is no catastrophe. I spoke to the universe to give me. I spoke to the universe. I spoke to the universe to find you. Out to the farthest stars. I'll go to the farthest stars to find you, to find you, to find you, to find you. To the farthest sun, the black sun, to the inner sun, the black sun. I'll find you, stay with you forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Lucette and the band with her music video. Let's throw it right over to our judges. Let's see what they thought. We'll start things off. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, we'll start off with you. What'd you think of Lucette and the band with her video that she submitted?
I appreciate the video and the you know, the dance routine they had. I think they did a good job on that. As far as the song, I thought the song was just okay. I feel like it needs a lot of work. The beat, honestly, with the production, I felt like didn't fit her vocally. You know, and then I feel like the song just itself, I thought the lyrics could be a little bit better. The hook could have been a little bit better. I think, you know, artists need to work with producers that know how to bring the best out of them. Vocally, you know, especially a vocal producer would have helped her. I feel like there was certain keys she could have hit that she didn't. And, you know, it shows potential, but it just, you know, it still needs work. So I don't know how it would compete in this tournament. So I would say it's a no pass for me. But the potential is there. I would just say to them is try to work with a producer that kind of fits your sound, you know what I mean? Or that can work around your voice and how can help you vocally produce a little bit better. And then don't be afraid to work with writers as well. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do everything on your own. You know what I mean? You guys are performing, you guys are, you know, singing it, but you don't have to be the writer as well. You guys can get, you know, people can get help from other writers and just perform it well and record it well. You know what I mean? So I tell artists all the time, like, you know, don't try to do it all. You know, maybe some certain things, you know, you're stronger now than when you put in the work. I think the more work they put in, the better they'll get. But right now, I don't think it's enough for me to pass it.
All right, thank you for that. Polo, no pass, unfortunately, from the first judge. Let's go over to the next judge. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what do you think of Louisette and the band with her video that she submitted?
Yeah, I feel pretty much just like Polo. I mean, I think I didn't love the record. I thought they did an amazing job with the video. From the quality of the video, from the different shots that they were able to get, to the routine, to the outfits. Like, I think the video is A1, but it just didn't meet the same standard. The song didn't meet the same standard. So for me, I'm gonna say it's a no pass. I think the song has to just be a lot better, hook-wise, creatively during the verses, songwriting-wise, as far as relatability and just really, you know, bringing people into the record. Yeah, so it would be no pass for me.
All right, thank you for that. Knowledge, no pass from Knowledge, our second judge. Let's go over to the last judge. He's a platinum producer, DJ Payne 1. What were your thoughts on Louisette and the band with her video?
I can't, but I would have passed them, honestly, because the song grew on me. But what I had to do was, and I agree with the other two judges completely, what I had to do was tune out the beat in my head. Because it had this kind of like early 90s, I guess whatever they're calling it, trap sort of aesthetic that just didn't fit. There were no dynamics in the beat. And I think as a vocalist, when you're writing to production that doesn't give you a dynamic range, then your writing doesn't have much of a dynamic range. But they were doing some cool stuff with harmonies and layers that obviously could improve. And, you know, we all have room for improvement. But I thought another thing that I like about them, because, you know, they're going to have to perform. They were ready to perform today, even though it's not performance oriented. So I like their overall demeanor and attitude. So, you know, my suggestion is, yeah, I agree with the other two. I would have liked to hear some more organic production with open chords, not a super busy loop, and not those kind of synthetic sounding drums, just to complement your voices and to just make the record sound more cohesive overall. But I liked it.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne, a 1. Well, you heard it from all three of the judges today. Louisette, a no pass from the judges today. But check your email right after this event. You're going to get some written feedback from all three of them on areas you can improve on, what they thought about your song. Thanks again for joining us, guys. We hope to see you again on a future showcase. Next up on the lineup, we have Nate Music. Nate Music, let me go ahead and bring you on into the main room with me and the other three of the judges. All right, so Nate Music, can you hear us? Hey, what's up? Can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you very well.
How's it going, man? What's up? Where are you from?
I am from Columbus, Georgia. Right now, I currently live in Glendora, California. I just made the move, so
awesome.
Excited about it.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. What's your social media so everyone could go ahead and go check you out?
Yes, it is Instagram. It's Thomas_Nathaniel, THOMAS_NATHANIEL, 1. And then also on Facebook, that is just going to be Nathaniel Thomas. Nathaniel Thomas, everything.
Awesome. Now tell us a little bit about this song you submitted today. It's called Can't Let Go by Nate Music, Nathaniel Thomas. What is this all about? What are we about to listen to here?
Yeah, so I just finished a gig at a record label, and my uncle just passed of COVID-19. And I've been teaching music for a long time, teaching voice students, teaching artists, and so I took it upon myself to write this song for this competition just to show forth the message. Words are kind of vulgar, but you could take it for a spiritual way, a relationship way. You know, COVID-19 is taking away lives, and so the motto of the song is "Time won't let us love." So I hope you guys enjoy.
Awesome. Let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. This is Can't Let Go with Nate Music. Let me go ahead and load this up. We'll be right back.
Say we're through, but I know you. Them niggas don't know the truth, like I really do. I fucks with ya, gotta have ya, but not kiss ya. She gets wetter, you keep saying she gets better. On some real shit, someone let us know. Can I really come through? I ain't got a flex, cause I know I got you. A nigga ain't gotta know that I really had you. Oh, I fucks with ya, gotta have ya. When I kiss ya, she gets wetter. You keep saying she gets better. In this real shit, time won't let us love. Come here, girl, you're my world. Oh, can't let go. You're the only one. Yeah, can't let go. Can't let go. You do it so easy for me, baby. Oh.
All right, everyone, so that was Nate Music with his song that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on this. We'll start things off. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, you'll be up first. What do you think of Nate Music and his song?
I think he has a lot of potential as a songwriter. I think he has good ideas. It just needs to be refined. That there was a lot of good about this song. I think that hook melody was really catchy. I'm sad that he waited until the very end of the song to add all those harmonies. I would have liked them throughout, but it didn't feel like a hook. There were no words, and so there was this major disconnect during the chorus section where he's vocalizing. And granted, the melody's beautiful, but is it conveying what needs to be conveyed? I think that could work as a post-chorus or a bridge. But the hook, I think, should really drive home the theme of the record, because there is this weird juxtaposition of the beautiful ballad-type piano and then him talking about vulgar stuff, his words, not mine. So I think that paradox can work because it'll shock people. I've heard it done before. I just think the structure needs to be clearer so you're really conveying your message to whoever is listening. So because you don't want to walk away from listening to a song and feel confused. You might want to feel jarred. You might want to feel a sense of cognitive dissonance, like the OT Genesis song when he did the Keisha Cole record, where he's singing off key and talking about all types of hood shit, and it's you're like, oh, that's weird, but it was clear what he was doing. So that was successful and it was very intentional. So I think he has a lot of potential. I also feel like I wish the piano had been transposed a couple steps down, because I feel like you were right at the limit of your range. And if you had been more in pocket, we would have really heard a rich, powerful texture from your voice. So I like what you're doing. I don't think this song is the right song, but I can see, your talent and your potential. So for me, it's a no just based on this song. But, I'm confident that you have other stuff in your catalog that I would say yes to.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne 1, no pass, unfortunately, from our first judge. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what were your thoughts of Nate Music and his song that he submitted?
So, to touch on what Payne 1 was saying, I think I'm not mad at the idea of the record. I'm not mad at a lot of the lyrics in the record. I think songwriting-wise, it definitely could be better, of course. But I think the main thing is the vocals. I think vocally he just didn't deliver. The vocal performance itself just wasn't very good, to where it makes it hard to just even get into the rest of the song. To dissect the rest of the song when you're not listening to it with an A&R ear. If you're listening to it just a consumer ear, most people are not going to be able to get past the vocal performance. So more than anything, I would say the biggest thing that needs to be cleaned up is the vocal performance, whether that's the use of auto-tune or just, getting a vocal coach and learning just how to sing, what is it called? Your breathing performance and things like that. That's what I think where it needed the most work. So it'd be a no pass for me.
Thank you for that knowledge. And with that, we'll go over to our last judge on the lineup. He's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think of Nate Music and his song?
I agree with both judges. I feel like I like what he was saying in the song itself, and I think he has a good tone. But this is where, again, where I said to the last artist, where a vocal producer or someone who really knows how to produce, can produce around your vocals, can help. His delivery wasn't there. He has a great tone, and I'm pretty sure he could hit some high notes where it needed to be. I just feel like it was just he didn't hit the mark, and I feel like that's where it needs to be a little bit more worked on. And someone a real producer can really help you bring it out more. It's going to be a no pass for me, just because, again, I don't see it fitting in the competition, and again, it still needs some type of work to it. And so I don't think the song was good enough for me to pass it.
All right. Thank you for that. Polo, no pass, unfortunately, from the three judges. Nate Music, thank you again for joining us. Be sure to check your email after this event You're going to get some written feedback from all three of the judges. Thanks again. We hope to see you again on a future showcase. All right, guys, up next on the lineup, 35 Cedo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. 35, let me go ahead and bring you on into the main room with me and the other three of the judges. All right, so 35, can you hear us?
I can hear you. What's up? What's up? Can you hear me?
What's up, brother? Where you from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, bro.
Representing Ohio. It's a pleasure to have you. And what's your social media so everyone could go ahead and go check you out?
Hey, Instagram, 35 Cedo. Subscribe to my YouTube at 35 Cedo.
Do you have a Twitter or Facebook as well, or no?
No, I don't have no Twitter.
All right, no worries. So tell us a little bit about your song that you submitted today. It's called Old School. What is this all about? What are we about to listen to here?
Well, honestly, bro, it was a song that I started recorded on my phone when I was like 18, and I ended up finishing it. The first chance I got in a real studio, I just recorded it.
And what's the song about?
Well, it's really, I mean, I was just rapping. It's really not about nothing. Like I said, it started off as a freestyle, so I kind of was just going, bro.
All right, dope. So let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. 35 Cedo with this song, Old School. Let's go ahead and load this up. We'll be right back.
I know. Tryna fuck with you, ayy. You from the old school, ayy. I dropped out of school. Now I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm tryna fuck with you, ayy. Cause they don't make them like they used to, ayy. And you look like you from the old school, ayy. You need a nigga from the new school, ayy. And yeah, I know I dropped out of school. I know, but girl, my pockets on the blues. Right now, you see my mama ain't raise a fool. I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah. Now this ain't nothing like you used to. No, not at all, girl. I'ma how you feeling brand new. When I pull up, girl, when I pull up in that new. Like this, baby, let's go get some new shoes. Like, baby, try this. I took your bitch up out them Ugg boots. Out that ugly shit, I let her slide in them blue boots. That's a perfect fit, cause boy, my pockets on the blues clues. And they look like this, and boy, your wallet got the boo-hoos. Cause them shits crying, I'm tryna put her in a new move. Boy, I'm trying, I'm doing shit that you couldn't do. But you tried it, she doing shit that she shouldn't do. Boy, I'm not lying, a little nigga, if you only knew. No, I'm not lying, and I ain't tryna be a new dude. No, I am not, I cannot make her feel comfortable. No, I cannot, that little bitch not even comfortable. No, she is not. I fucked her once and then I cut her loose because she's a dot. I fucked your bitch and I got her naked, then I flipped her over like some poppin' bacon. Told her pop that pussy bitch and stop the faking. I'm a real nigga, got it calculated. You cannot debate it, but feel free to hate it. Bitch niggas, they be instigating, but these niggas bitches be participating. Just in the making and they be impatient, waiting for me to come. On their faces I told you it was mine. For the taking I told you had your time. It was wasted, I told you it's my time. I won't waste it. She told me this dick is mine. I told her take it, she took it, she gave it back. She couldn't take it, take everything you said back. Bitch, I made it. My life, I wouldn't take shit back. I wouldn't change it. Why the fuck would I do that? It would've made me a savage or crooked dog. And a demon, I came through, hit the stool and started tweaking. I'm black, but everybody say I'm reeking the pack. It's on me shit, I wasn't thinking my strap. Don't got no beam, man, got a big and I see this shit coming. Eyes like an eagle tuxedo, bitch. I'm the voice of the people. I'm legal, bitch, like a weapon. Desert eagle, I'm soaring, flying, looking for a feet, and I'm praying to God good, defeat evil. I'm dodging, sliding, running from the reaper. Be quiet, be quiet. Niggas creeping, I'm coming through, riding down on a nigga. Want mama to be proud of a nigga. Look how I'm living now, little nigga. You're from the old school. I dropped out of school. Now I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm tryna fuck with you, cause they don't make them like they used to. And you look look like you from the old school. Hey, you need a nigga from the new school. Hey, and yeah, I know I dropped out of school. I know.
All right, everyone. So that was 35 Cito with his song that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on this. We'll go over to, he's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, we'll start off with you. What do you think of 35 Cito and his song that he submitted?
I like the record. I thought it was a good attempt at a record. It's a nice discovery record. I think he showed good structure. I like the beat. You know, it was like a dark. It was like I feel like he executed what he was going for with that. The only thing I would say, I guess, for me would be more so of like I would like to hear like a better vocal mix on that. I feel like just his vocals didn't shine through like they needed to bring the record to life a little more. But other than that, man, I think he did a pretty good job, so I'll give him a pass.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Knowledge, giving you your first pass from the judges. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, what'd you think of 35 Cito and his song that he submitted?
I appreciate the approach he went at it. I even like the concept of old school. You know, I feel like he could have stuck with a little bit more with it. But I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like the lyrics. I felt like he said it. He was freestyling, so to me it sounded like a freestyle. And then I know he tried to incorporate the hook a little bit in the song, so I wasn't mad at that. But I'm gonna be the devil's advocate and just say it's a no pass for me, and let DJ Payne make that decision.
And real quick, Polo, let me ask you, how important are the lyrics? Because I know you mentioned the lyrics threw you off there. How important are the lyrics when you're making a song like this for new listeners?
I mean, you want to make it easy. I'm not saying super easy, but you want to make it comprehensible for people to understand what you're saying. And then I don't know if the subject matter just kept changing in his lyrics or in the verse. This was talking about a whole bunch of different things. It has to be kind of a little bit more cohesive. And I don't think he did that right there. He said it. He went into the booth. He just started freestyling. And that's what it sounds like. I'm gonna be honest. If he put a little bit more thought into it, because he did a great. If it was a freestyle, he did a good job freestyling. I'm not mad at it, especially if that was coming off the top of his head. He didn't really sit down and paper that. That means he shows the potential of what he can do if he actually took the time and roll out a song. So I see the potential 100%. I like what Nala said. I like his vocals. I think he stood out different. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was mixed a little bit better, but lyrically, off the rip, he said it. He came in freestyling, and it sounded like that. I just feel like, it was a good freestyle, but it wasn't a great song.
I feel you. Thank you for that, Polo. Well, one judge, you got a pass. The other one, you got no pass. Both A&Rs disagreeing. It's all up to our last judge on the lineup. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne won. We need a tiebreaker. What do you think of 35 Cito and his song that he submitted? Let me bring you on here. DJ Payne 1. There we go, Payne 1. We got you now. It's all up to you. What do you think of 35 Cito and his song?
Oh man, I'm really on the fence because I feel like the track is cool. Man, I like the beat. I think the hook was very wordy, and it felt a lot like the verses, so it didn't really stand out to me. I thought the concept was strong, but the concept is half the battle. There's also the execution. So I like it overall. Yeah, I'll give him a pass. Let's give him a pass.
All right, there you have it. DJ Payne 1 with the save. Congratulations, 35 Cito. You are the next artist today heading to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for the $50,000 in grand prizes. Congrats once again. We'll see you live on stage next year. All right, guys, next up on the lineup, we have EDC Suevo. EDC Suevo. Now, you're not in the chat room, but we do have your video here. It's called Be Like Them. Let me go ahead and load this up, and we'll be right back.
Voices all in my head, telling me over and over that I gotta win. Hit my knees and I pray, asking the Lord forgive me for all of my sins. 7 racks off a play, you probably won't even believe me if you didn't see it. Trapping hard every day, y'all niggas just trying to come up on a couple of M's, yeah. Falling down like 10, yeah. Ball hard, no gym. They wanna be like him, no, I ain't wanna be like them. Summertime first 10, yeah. I know they hating, I see 'em. Bad bitch in my damn, yeah. Tryna eat me like spam. Since a nigga was legit, always been legit. I was tryna make some. Steady tryna duck the grits, burning down the strip, dunking lactation. Fire dope shit, A1. Didn't say this shit amazing. I know that it took me some time, but I was working, being patient. I had to run up a check, and my Nike sneaks had a lace on. Rolling the dice by not crib, about a 5-piece on the tray one. I'm history in a make-on. Dead nigga try to take some. Fried nigga like bacon, then switch a whole nother state on him. I'm on a whole nother planet. I don't do big, I go gigantic. Got racks on me, riding all these fellas. Don't look the wrong way there, bust your melon. I can tell by his vibe that nigga be telling. I can see it in the eyes, she gon' do what I tell her. Little chocolate thing, so I call her Nutella. They can do it like this, why the niggas be jealous? Voices all in my head, telling me over and over that I gotta win. Hit my knees and I pray, asking the Lord forgive me for all of my sins. 7 racks off a play, you probably won't even believe me if you didn't see it. Trapping hard every day, y'all niggas just tryna come up on a couple of M's, yeah. Falling down like 10, yeah. Ball hard, no gym. They wanna be like him, no, I ain't wanna be like them. Summertime first 10, yeah. I know they hating, I see 'em. Bad bitch in my damn, yeah. Tryna eat me like spam. I know they hate, and they wanna do it like these. Young nigga had to hop in that kitchen, yeah, I had to whip my reeds. Yeah, nigga had to run up them dishes, nah, I ain't stuntin' no bees. Had to get out there with that rod, but I ain't catching no fees. I ran up a dub in a couple days, cutting that dope about 100 ways. These niggas be broke, they ain't got no pay. I hopped in this shit and I made a wave. They try to come surfing, come ride the wave. We sellin' drink but no lemonade. Try to play and you getting blazed. Put a fuck nigga up in the grave. Say you want beef, don't at me. You can catch me with a raspy. Playing with that chicken like Taxby. I'm on plug, can't tax me. Got a bad white bitch named Maddie. She just let it pop a lot of Addy. Like to play with the pistol like Max B. Can't fuck with that bitch, she tacky. Voices all in my head, telling me over and over that I gotta win. Hit my knees and I pray, asking the Lord forgive me for all of my sins. 7 racks off a play, you probably won't even believe me if you didn't see it. Trapping hard every day, y'all niggas just tryna come up on a couple of M's, yeah. Falling down like 10, yeah. Ball hard, no gym. They wanna be like him, no, I ain't wanna be like them. Summertime first 10, yeah. I know they hating, I see 'em. Bad bitch in my damn, yeah. Tryna eat me like spam.
Where my hat though?
I know they hating, they down.
All right, everyone. So that was EDC with his song and his music video that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on it. Let's start things off. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, we'll start off with you. What do you think of EDC and his video that he submitted?
Wasn't mad at that at all. Good discovery record. Honestly, I like what he was saying. I like the hook. I like the beat. Not saying it's the craziest record, but I thought, he did a great job. Even the video being, it felt like him. It felt like it was real. And I actually wanted to hear what the second song coming in sounded strong. So I was curious to want to hear that record too. So yeah, that's a pass for me.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Polo, giving you your first pass from the judges, EDC. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's a platinum producer, DJ Pain 1. You're up next. What do you think of EDC and his song that he submitted?
Yeah, I'm giving him a pass, definitely.
All right, there you have it from DJ Pain 1, giving you your second pass from the judges. And with that, we'll go over to our last judge. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what do you think of EDC and his video that he submitted?
Yeah, man, I think he did a good job. Only thing I would say really is I'd like him to be a little more creative with the actual lyrics that he's writing and the melodies. I think melodically, had he switched it up a little bit more, with some highs and lows and things, like it would have been a better song. But I think he did a good job, so pass.
Awesome. Thank you for that knowledge. Well, EDC, congratulations. You're the next artist today. Headed straight to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for the $50,000 in grand prizes. Congrats once again. We'll see you live on stage next year. All right, guys, next up on the lineup, we have Stingray Stunna. Stingray Stunna. We also have your video here that we can play. Let's go ahead and load this up, and we'll be right back.
When I
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Me just a little bit of la chop, baby, so cold. He from the north, he from.
Where the fuck you going?
You say what now?
Where the fuck you going? You look like you getting dressed.
I'm going to work.
To work? Work where?
Come on, man. You know better.
No better. I'm trying to understand. Work where?
Got some things to do. I got some work to do.
Ain't no money coming in.
For now?
For now?
For now.
How much longer? I mean, we've been doing this shit for a minute. I'm fucking sleeping on the floor. You want to go sit up in the studio with your homeboys and shit like doing nothing?
I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about
it. Oh, so you leaving? You gonna fucking leave? No. It's me or it's the fucking studio. Like, I'm not putting up with this shit no more. Fuck you. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Get the fuck away from me. Leave.
This is exactly where I wanna be though. Got a flow like an 86 Regal. Better watch your back, can't trust these people. Show love, got killed by Rico. Goddamn shame, cause it be your own people. Analyze the gang shit, get real creep mode. Fuck around and get blessed if you ever cross me, ho. Niggas lost these days like Nemo. All about the bread, I ain't gotta worry about it. I don't like stress, focus, you don't worry about this. I said it back then and I meant that shit. When I make it happen, you can hold my dick. Nah, I ain't mad, real deal, I'm glad. Carrying dead weight really ain't where it's at. If you really wanna kick it, shit, you know where I'm at. Pull up on me at the stool, bitch, I'm finna drop a track. Solo dolo vibing by myself, a nigga sliding to the studio. The studio. Life got me inspired, let you feel what's on my mind in the studio. Solo dolo vibing by myself, a nigga sliding to the studio. The studio. Life got me inspired, let you feel what's on my mind in the studio. Best thing about life to me, you keep learning. Protect your energy, cause these leeches lurking. Don't lean on me, cause you see I got purpose. I make sure my family eat like boss birds. Everybody want Franklins, but hustle like a turtle. Hiding in the shell, cause they run into a hurdle. If you let that stop you, then you really don't deserve it. Take criticism and stride, cause you ain't perfect. Treating people like shit ain't the only one hurting. Going through it too, and you can tell on the surface. Nah, I ain't faking. But a nigga tryna make it, tryna see a better day. Not the day say solo dolo vibing by myself, a nigga sliding to the studio. The the studio. Life got me inspired, let you feel what's on my mind in the studio. Oh. Solo dolo vibing by myself, a nigga sliding to the studio. The studio. Life got me inspired, let you feel what's on my mind in the studio. Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Stingray Stunna with his song and his music video that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on it. We'll start things off. He's a platinum producer. DJ Pain One, you'll be up first. What do you think of Stingray Stunna and his song with his video that he submitted?
I thought video and audio quality were good. I would like all artists to just consider something when they're making a video. If it takes more than 30 seconds for us to hear you rapping, the intro's too long. In this case, it was almost a minute and a half. And so for a new artist, you know, a lot of people aren't going to sit through that because, you know, it's about the music, not about all this other stuff. Once you're an established artist, you know, your fans might be more interested in everything. And I think the video did a good job of telling the story, and you can tell the story without dialogue. But I thought, you know, the rest of the video was well done because it did tell the story. I think he had good ideas. The song just wasn't catching me, especially the hook. I thought he should have had someone else sing it because he's just not that strong of a singer. I don't think his idea was bad, but a singer that can execute that idea could have added some energy and, you know, way better vocal performance of that hook. So I think he's on the right path. This song just didn't catch me, so it's a no for me.
All right, thank you for that. DJ Pain One, no pass from our first judge on the lineup. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what'd you think of Stingray Stunna and his video that he submitted?
Yeah, I mean, to touch on what Pain One was saying, I mean, I think that I'm not mad at the idea or the effort in the video. I think that the verses weren't bad. I think the hook is where he needed the most work, and that's where he disappointed the most, I would say. Not necessarily mad at the idea, like Pain One was saying, but just the execution of the hook. It just wasn't there. So for me, it'll be a no pass.
Thank you for that. Knowledge, no pass from our second judge as well. Let's go over to the last judge. Let's get his thoughts on this. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, what'd you think of Stingray Stunna and his video?
I'll piggyback on both Pain and Knowledge. I think Pain said it the best. There was potential there. I liked visually. I liked it. The intro was definitely too long. But then when it came to that hook, he disappointed. I don't think vocally he should have sang it. He kind of made it drag a little bit more, and that's what kind of lost me. You know what I mean? And you want to keep people's attention. And being in the intro being that long, you already were going to lose people in the first minute. And then, you know, with the hook, I felt like he was just too laid back and it didn't bring the same energy he did in the verse and the video. So there's a no pass for me.
All right, thank you for that. Polo, well, you heard it from the three judges today, Stingray Stunna. No pass, unfortunately, but check your email after this event. You're going to get some written feedback from all three of the judges. Be sure to check your email. Thanks again for joining us. We hope to see you again on a future showcase. Next up on the lineup, we have T-Lane. Now, T-Lane, we do have you on the line, so we can hear you. Can you hear us? And we'll try this again.
I'm here.
What's up, T-Lane? How's it going? Where you from, man?
What's up?
Where you from?
I'm from Lake Providence, Louisiana.
Okay, dope. And what's your social media so everyone can go ahead and go check you out?
Instagram, TEE Lane _24. and YouTube T-Lane.
Okay, cool. And tell us a little bit about your video that you submitted today with your song. It's called Traumatize. What is this all about? What are we about to listen to here?
The song about a heartbreak and not trusting everybody in your circle. They'll flip on you.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. This is T-Lane with Traumatize. Let me load this up, and we'll be right back.
Excuse me, I'm about to go to another world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, scream. This one for the money.
Life been getting so hard, all this pain got me scarred. Life been going so fast, it's like my brain's going out. I love this girl, I know she love me too, but I got trust issues, I don't know what to do. Everything just changing, man, I'm so confused. My life is a movie with fucked up issues. It's like I lost everything overnight, but I keep praying that God lead me right. I got all this shit up on my plate, don't understand it. God, please come rescue me before I panic. Had some losses in my life, please stop expanding. Lord knows I'm so tired of being abandoned. Waking up, hoping all this shit a dream, but instead, all this shit reality. Heart been broken so bad, I can barely breathe. Wishing I can walk to the next world and find some peace. All of this pain, I can't get enough sleep. Running from demons, fucking me up mentally. Feel like smoking out the pound, man, I need me some weed. Cause all of this rain, this road too fucked up to see. I just wanna be myself, but I can't find that missing piece. Ain't life a bitch when you can't seem to be at ease. Everything going left, I'm just trying to be complete. My heart go out to you, better days it'll be. My dog called up and said, when you think everything falling apart, that's when it's falling in place. So keep your head up and just pray.
That shit crazy, man, for real.
Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Sometimes I wonder how I live in this cold world. Fuck niggas, fake friends, all this shit for the birds. They leave you blind, now you don't know which way to turn. Then you try to find yourself before you get burned. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah. Feel like I'm traumatized, feel like I'm losing my life. Shit ain't been going right, yeah.
Yeah, I see for life, man. T-Lane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was T-Lane with his song that he submitted for us today. Let's go right over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on this. We'll start things off. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, you'll be up first. What do you think of T-Lane and his song that he submitted?
I think he had a lot of good ideas. It's always hard to I mean, basically it's like this. So we talked about quality at the beginning. With that recording, I can see that he's talented. I can see that he has good ideas. I just don't know how solid he is at executing those ideas. So having like that layer of singing in the back, vocalizing in the background was really distracting. The recording quality and the mix quality were really low. So as it stands, I wouldn't personally feel comfortable marketing that song as is. With Tightening Up, I think it can be a great song. That would require re-recording, remixing, having someone there to really produce the record. I don't mean make the beat, but like say, he needs tuning here. This needs to be turned down. Try this. Do that. Take again. That kind of thing. Just directing the whole thing. I think he has potential. It's just I like seeing people put their best foot forward, and so I think had he just put his best foot forward on this song, I definitely would have said it's a go, but I'm on the fence, so I guess I'm just going to say no pass. But he has a ton of potential. I really did like the song. It just didn't come together.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne won no pass, unfortunately, from our first judge on the lineup. Let's go over to our next judge. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what'd you think of T-Lane and his song that he submitted?
Overall, I like the song. I thought he did a good job on it. I think, the obvious part of it was the audio quality of it. It didn't sound like he was, right there with us, right? So it sounded like he was in a closet or something like that, or whatever the situation. So I'm gonna assume, right, that he's just starting now and he's still early in his career music wise, and that was maybe the best recording situation he had accessible to him at the time. So I'm gonna say give him a pass because, like I said, I like the record. I thought he had some good ideas in there. What I will say though is I'm gonna give him a pass, but that's under the assumption that he's going to save up money or whatever he needs to do to re-record that and get it right. So when the time comes for the showcase, if he gets a pass from Polo, or whenever someone else hears it, they have a better chance of listening to it again and liking it.
For sure. Definitely well said. Thank you for that. Knowledge, giving you your first pass from the judges. So once again, we have a tie, one pass and one no pass. It's all up to our last judge on the lineup. He's the director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, you're the tiebreaker. What'd you think of T-Lane and his song?
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I agree with both judges. I think I like the melody he had in the song. I like the production that he had going with it. And even the little bit parts on the hook that I got from it, that I could really hear. I wasn't mad at that. Overall, obviously, the recording was the issue. There was parts in the verses where I couldn't really hear what he was saying. So, like Knowledge said, hopefully he goes in there and re-records this. But when I'm looking at the video, it's 6 months old, so I'm not sure if this was his best song or why he chose to come with this one, or is it something that if he's just starting out with. If he's just starting, I'm really not mad at it because I see the potential. I just think you need to get, with a real recording studio, a real engineer, and work on that. I'm on the fence because, again, even though there's potential, the quality still wasn't there for me, and I couldn't catch everything he was saying. But it's funny, the melody stuck in my head. So I'm going to have to say I'm going to pass him for that because at least something stuck with me. And then, that's hard to do. So definitely, I hope what Donna said, he goes back in there, re-records, and because with it, comes a little stronger in the competition because we gave him a pass based on what we know what the record can be. You know what I mean? I know what Knowledge was coming from. And his ear is just like, mine. We pick out the things that are strong. And I feel like, he has that potential. I wish he just takes his money and goes in there and just records it, re-records it and comes back with it in the competition. But it's a pass. I'm going to give it a pass.
All right, there you have it from Polo.
But tell him
what's up?
It was by a thread. Like, he literally moved. I was a couple seconds away saying no pass, but the melody is stuck in my head. And that's, that's hard to do. And that's important to do as well. So I'm going to give it a pass.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Polo with the save, giving you your second pass, T-Lane. Definitely telling you to bring your A game because you're the next artist to head to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for $50,000 in grand prizes live on stage. T-Lane, we'll see you next year live on stage. Congrats once again. All right, guys, next up on the lineup, we have Vargan and Anna Wild. Let me go ahead and bring you both on into the main room with me and the other three of the judges. All right, guys, can you hear us? Hey, you guys are muted. Can you hear us?
Yay!
Hey, what's going on, guys? Where are you from?
We're from Sweden, from the West Coast.
Awesome. From Sweden. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today. What is your social media so everyone could go ahead and go check you guys out?
It's Vargen Music, VARGEN Music on Insta and Facebook, and Vargen.net, my website.
Okay, awesome. Now tell us a little bit about your song that you guys submitted today. It's called To Stockholm from LA. What is this all about? What are we about to watch here?
It's kind of a love story.
It is.
Between, maybe you can say, two persons, or maybe two continents.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's go ahead. Let's take a listen. Vargan and Anna Wild with To Stockholm from LA. Let me go ahead and load this up. We'll be right back.
Glistening snow, candlelights, children chatter, sky crisp and cold. Every year, same old pattern.
Sunsets dressed in fire glow, busy and bright as I'm walking through. It doesn't matter, 'cause all I think about is you.
And frozen, heart cries out as Yuletide blows in. To Stockholm from LA, I call out to the wild skies. If there's a will, there's a way, just as love flies. Glistening snow, candlelights, children chatter, sky crisp and cold. Every year, same old pattern.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vargon and Vyled with their song and their video that they submitted for us today. Let's go right over to our judges. Let's see what they thought. We'll start things off. He's a director of A&R over at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, we'll start off with you. What do you think of them and their video that they submitted?
I mean, I thought they did a really good job. I mean, obviously it's not the music that I would normally like deal with on my day-to-day. But sonically it felt good. I feel like their voices sounded good. The music was good. I don't know how well, it'll carry over to a stage like this. But I mean, they did their thing. You know what I mean? I think they put good efforts into the song, so they deserve to get a pass, in my opinion.
Awesome. Knowledge, thank you for that. Giving you your first pass from the judges. Let's go over to the next judge on the lineup. He's a platinum producer, DJ Payne 1. You're up next. What do you think of them and their video that they submitted?
I think overall, the instrumental bed is good. I like the spirit of the record. I think whoever wrote it has potential as a songwriter. In terms of execution, I was expecting a lot because you have two vocal performers. And, you think of the great duets and the way that the two singers interact with one another, and they really take that collaboration seriously and plan around it. And I feel like this was an opportunity lost. All they did was sing over each other, the same lead melody. There wasn't like a canon. There wasn't a single harmony to be heard in the whole song, and you have two singers, and I guess I don't understand why even have two singers if you are not taking advantage of that collaborative energy and that collaborative potential. So I thought that the execution was lackluster, but I thought the song was solid. But for me, it's going to be a no pass because we're talking about a performance opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne 1, no pass, unfortunately, from our second judge. So once again, we have a tie, 1 pass and 1 no pass. It's all up to our last judge on the lineup. Once again, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. Polo, what'd you think of them and their video that they submitted?
I think both judges had some good points. This is not my genre either, but when you can hear something sonically sounds good, it did. But like Payne said, I feel like they could have complemented each other a little bit better. This is where engineer would come in and help. But overall, the aesthetic of the song, I think sonically sounded good. But then again, I don't know how it would fit in this competition, but comparing it to a lot of things that we heard today, they did a good job. So I'm gonna have to pass it, even though it doesn't fit, what you guys are doing, that competition. But I can't, not pass it because, it was good. I think, it wasn't, I like the writing in it. But like Payne said, I feel like the web part could have been a little bit tighter. But that comes with having the right people around you as well. Artists need A&Rs, artists need the engineers and producers around sometimes because we're those ears that they we're hearing things that they're not hearing. So I'm gonna pass it. I don't know how it's gonna do in the competition, but I can't not give it a pass because I think that, the female, she's definitely, her voice really, she has a beautiful voice. It stood out. You know what I mean? I just wish somebody could come in there and just tighten it up a little bit better. But overall, it wasn't bad. So I'm definitely giving it a pass.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Polo giving you the save with your second pass from the judges. Congratulations to Vargon and Vyled. You guys are headed to the Coast to Coast Live World Championship next year, where you'll compete for the $50,000 of grand prizes live on stage. Thanks again. We'll see you next year live on stage. All right, guys, next up on the lineup, we have Terrence Kane. Terrence Kane. Now, we do have your video here. It's called Energy. Let me load this up. We'll be right back.
MV in the building.
niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. These my sister flex, woo, yeah. These my sister flex, woo, yeah. These my sister flex, woo, yeah. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Click, clack, push a nigga, wig back, bitch, nigga, get back. Whip jeans, big stacks, my nigga, we did that. Chicken nigga, no ASAP. Nigga, this a motherfucker payback. Boss, like I'm boss, and I'm flexing in the Maybach. Yeah, you niggas, you don't want it. All my niggas spray that. I'm getting the guap, I'm flipping the cake, yeah. I found a strap and I give it away, yeah. Niggas, they ain't got something to say, yeah. All of my niggas, they flipping the cake. Energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Sick as I get it, I flip it, I miss it, I kill it, I'm back with the flow. Back on my hoe. Niggas, they talking like they really bought it, but they cannot go. They cannot go. Whipping the dough, whipping the activists. Niggas, they packing shit. Niggas, they talking like they really bought it. I'm back in the cup, man. This is immaculate. Energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas, they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. Back in the cup with the lyrical alchemist. All of my niggas, they mystical. Packing shit, aiming to shots at your physical activists. All of my cup, it's a miracle. I'm living this life on a spiritual. Niggas, they testing me, but I'm still living though. Hold up, when I get stressed, I roll up, pour. Really get my door, roll. Yeah, fuck what you talk about. Yeah, Glock what you walk it out. Yeah, niggas they pop it out. Yeah, fuck what you talk about. Yeah, Glock what you walk it out. Yeah, niggas they pop it out. Yeah, niggas they pop it out. Yeah, energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy, energy, energy. All of my niggas got energy. Niggas they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the club and get energy. 2 Glocks, 2 shots, 2 Pac. Who's that? These niggas know that I'm on. Ay, niggas they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the cut my zone. I get in my zone, leave me alone. Niggas be energy clones. Protecting myself and protecting my health, cause I'm black and I'm strong on my bones. 2 Glocks, 2 shots, 2 Pac. Who's that? These niggas know that I'm on. Niggas they talking like they really butter. I'm back in the cut my zone. I get in.
All right, everyone. So that was Terrence Kane with his song that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on it. We'll start things off. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, we'll start off with you. What do you think of Terrence Kane and his song that he submitted?
Song was cool. I like the production in it. I like the energy he brought in, pun energy. But I thought the overall execution could have been better. I think the verses, there was part in the verses where he was rapping so fast that I couldn't really catch what he was saying. And that's, I get it if, you guys, you want to show that you're versatile, you want to show that you can spit, especially fast, you still have to somehow, some way be clear on that mic, so we can understand what you're saying. Not sure if it was probably the mix could have probably helped it a little bit better to come out a little bit more, but he still was coming, he had so much energy that he was over rapping the beat and sometimes coming off beat. So I'm gonna say because of the overall execution of the song wasn't crazy, I'm gonna say no pass.
All right, thank you for that, Polo. No pass, unfortunately, from our first judge on the lineup. Let's go over to the next judge. Let's get his thoughts on this. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, you'll be up next. What did you think of Terrence Kane and his song that he submitted?
I believe this is at least the second time he submitted the same track. Yeah, I like what he's trying to do. I like his ideas. This is another situation in which an idea just doesn't come together to me. I think the idea is good, but the execution isn't. And it's, the song is called Energy. I don't think the beat has very much energy. It's actually pretty laid back. If you took his vocals off, it would be, the drums are not especially powerful. It's not particularly current sounding. The flute, it's not complementary to the theme, which is energy. And I think if the production had been energetic and had felt by itself as a standalone beat, energetic and even aggressive, bringing his vocals back in or even having him re-record the vocals to that beat would have created a much more cohesive, not just sound, but experience for the listener. And I just felt like there was a disconnect. So I'm going to agree with Polo and say no pass.
All right, thank you for that. DJ Payne won no pass, unfortunately, from our second judge. Let's go to the last judge. Let's get his thoughts on this. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what were your thoughts of Terrence Kane and his song that he submitted?
I like the record, actually. I thought he did a pretty good job. I mean, you know, of course, there were definitely parts where he could have been better. Speaking on what Polo was talking about as far as the clarity in the verses and just, you know, taking his time a little more to pronounce the words and things like that. But overall, I mean, I thought he did a pretty good job. I would have given him a pass. Like I said, definitely some things he can improve on. But I thought the structure was there. You know, I liked his presence on the track. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that knowledge. Unfortunately, today it's a no pass for you, Terrence Kane, but check your email after this event. You're going to get some written feedback from all three of the judges. Thanks again for joining us. We hope to see you again on a future showcase. Next up on the lineup, we have Young Pimp JB. Young Pimp JB. We also have your video here. It's called Reckless. Let me load this up. We'll be right back.
Let's go, 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 let's go. You know we stretch shit. I'm fucking that hoe. I blow out the back, then on to the next bitch. I slide with my bro. You know that we strap. You know that we reckless. Everywhere we go on the map, you know we respect it. On your neck like a necklace. You know that we script shit. Let's go. I'm fucking that hoe. I blow out the back, then on to the next bitch. I slide with my bro. You know that we scrap. You know that we reckless. Let's go. Everywhere we go on the map, you know we respect it. On your neck like a necklace. I found a little hoe, and I let you know. I found her on Craigslist. I do all the shows around the globe. You know I'm connected. Now go get a check, bitch. Let's go. 10 bells on your head, bitch. Let's go. I bet you'll be dead quick. Let's go. You heard what I said, bitch. Let's go. And now I'm legit. I'm from the streets, so we get hit. Don't fool with these niggas, cause they be stakes. I watch who I miss with. Got a problem with me, gonna dress it. Fell in love with the money I invested. Beat them up, now I'm getting arrested. Got by money, so now I'm stressed. You know we spread shit. I'm fucking that hoe. I blow out the back, then on to the next bitch. I slide my bro, you know that we scrap, you know that we reckless. Everywhere we go on the map, you know we respect it. On your neck like a necklace. You know that we scratch shit. I'm fucking that hoe. I blow out the back, then on to the next bitch. I slide my bro, you know that we scrap, you know that we reckless. Everywhere we go on the map, you know we respect it. On your neck like a necklace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Young Pimp JB with his song that he submitted for us. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on this. We'll start things off. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, let's start off with you. What'd you think of Young Pimp JB and his song that he submitted?
I mean, I liked the idea of it. I think the execution just wasn't there. It feels like a case to me where he's someone who's still just really getting started, still developing the sound, finding his voice, things like that. I think there's a lot of potential there. I'm not mad at the beat selection, but you know, like I said, obviously the audio quality wasn't there, and then just the songwriting part of it wasn't there yet. It was still very raw. So I think he just needs to keep working. You know what I mean? Just keep working, keep developing, and just staying in the studio. So no pass for me today.
No pass. All right, thank you for that knowledge. No pass, unfortunately, from our first judge on the lineup. Let's go over to the next judge. He's the director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, what'd you think of Young Pimp JB and his song that he submitted?
I agree with Nas. I mean, the kid has definitely potential. I like his tone, but you know, I think he just has to develop a little bit more. He's going to develop his sound. He's going to develop, you know, adding his personality to the music, you know, so he can stand out a little bit more. And you know, obviously, working with studios and working with engineers that can make the sound, you know, much crispier than what it is right now. But it's a no pass for now. But I hope he keeps working. I hope he keeps pushing. And I hope to see him, you know, in the next, maybe next year in the competition. But for now, it's a no pass. But bro, I hope that kid keep working. I'm not mad at that.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Polo. No pass, unfortunately, from our second judge on the lineup. Let's go over to our last judge on the lineup. Let's get his thoughts on this. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, what'd you think of Young Pimp JB and his song that he submitted?
Yeah, I think they said it all. I don't really have anything to add. I'm definitely on the same page.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne 1, well, you heard it from all three of the judges there. Young Pimp JB, no pass, unfortunately, but check your email after this event. You're going to get some written feedback from all three of the judges. Thanks again for joining us. We hope to see you again on a future showcase. All right, guys, we reached our last artist of the lineup. We have Be On. Be On, you're up next. Now, we do have your video that you submitted to us. It's called Hot Rod. Let me go ahead and load this up, and we'll be right back.
I go by the name of Be On. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and this is my song, Hot Rod. Where the keys, money, let's have a feast. You ain't me, I just seek desperately for the beat. Keep your head up if it down, how you call yourself free? How you supposed to be on water walker calling you free? Lots of needs, lots of necessities. I like freaks, I like geeks, all in all I want peace. Sometimes mean, only if I have to be normally. In me, want to succeed, in me I do believe. I cannot be on the TV if I constantly freeze. I cannot say this is breezy, arrogance is defeat. I find this really exciting with the help of my team. Lots of distraught, but I do things like a boss mentally. Hey. It's important to own it. If you shining like a diamond, then you know that you golden. Always right on time and climbing in this music, I show it. Make sure others get the message to have hope and be focused. Bitch, hot. Untying the knot. Taking shots till we up on the top. Never breaking, never faking, this is all that I got. Never stop, I'm feeling like a hot rod, hot. Untying the knot. Taking shots till we up on the top. Never breaking, never faking, this is all that I got. Never stop, I'm feeling like a hot rod, 100. Perfect number to stunt with. Gaining miles, doing something, turning up off of nothing. That's from loving. Sweating to the dream, now I'm running. Put in extra effort, that's how I make lyrics start bumping. I'ma catch it. Wide receiver, tired and restless. Sometimes feeling reckless from stressing. I complete the checklist. Not the bestest, but good, okay with self-acceptance. I can drag you through the cold on my way that was pleasant. This is different. Always with it, I cannot miss it. Not simplistic, but it's something where you can't feel resistant. If you're winning, then it's important to make sure you finish. Glorify what you've been wishing, then build that as your image. Spinning. Lots of diligence in it. If you showing individuality, that's attention. If you working hard to raise your salary, I'm commending. If you keep it real, that's respecting them shows I'm attending. Bitch, hot. Untying the knot. Taking shots till we up on the top. Never breaking, never faking, this is all that I got. Never stop, I'm feeling like a hot rod, hot. Untying the knot. Taking shots till we up on the top. Never breaking, never faking, this is all that I got. Never stop, I'm feeling like a hot rod, hot.
All right, everyone, so that was Be On with his song and his video of his performance that he submitted for us today. Let's go over to our judges. Let's get their thoughts on it. We'll start things off. He's a platinum producer. DJ Payne 1, we'll start off with you. What'd you think of Be On and his song that he submitted?
heard this song before, and I heard a recorded version of it. I'm not sure why he would have submitted a cell phone live recording version of it, just because the quality is a lot lower. But I guess it was cool to see his energy. So he has good energy. My issue with the song has always been that I just couldn't tell you what it was about. There was no real theme or real meaning. I think the last time I said, I don't know what feeling like a hot rod has to do with taking shots. It was just, I think it was a really confused theme and a confused concept that didn't come together well. So as a first-time listener, when I was a first-time listener, I didn't walk away with anything. And then this time, I was trying harder to listen, and I think he was just kind of all over the place. So songwriting and the hook are two very important focuses for him moving forward. So it's a no pass for me.
Awesome. Thank you for that. DJ Payne 1, no pass, unfortunately, from our first judge on the lineup. Let's go over to the next judge. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, what do you think of Be On and his video that he submitted?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it I guess maybe it was a presentation, but it didn't necessarily even feel like a song to me. With a concept and all that, it felt more like he was just kind of rapping, more so showcasing the skill that he could rap. So I mean, I think he kind of showed us that a little bit, like, okay, yeah, you can rap, you have some talent when it comes to that. And then as far as like just making a song, obviously we would like to hear like the MP3 version of it or whatever, where we could hear you over the beat. I didn't really like the beat selection either. I didn't think it was a good beat for what he was trying to do. So I think if he puts together a song, like Payne once said he heard the original recording or whatever. I didn't hear that, but I mean, if he puts together a recording and he chooses a better beat, I think he'll have a chance at coming back and doing something. But for today, it'll be a no pass.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Knowledge, no pass, unfortunately, from our first two judges. Let's go over to the last judge. Let's get his thoughts on this. He's a director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, what do you think of Be On and his song?
I wish I heard the recorded version. Kind of take away from the quality of the sound, doing it through the phone. But like Knowledge said, it didn't feel like a song. It felt to me more like a freestyle. Like he picked a beat, he was just freestyling over it. And if it was that approach, then I'd be like, I think he did a good job. But if he's pushing this as a song, I might have to say it's a no pass for now. You can hear he has a flow, which it's hard for people finding flow, and he found his flow. He just has to put it into more of a song structure and work on the songs and record them. You know what I mean? Because again, our ear is trained to hear quality, and I want to hear a real recording, not a phone recording. I wish he would have went with that, but I don't know if it would have did any. It would have changed my mind, because again, at the end of the day, it didn't feel like a full song to me. So it's a no pass for now. But just again, listen to what we say when it comes to, when you come back around for the next competition, and hopefully, you pass through. But for now, it's a no pass.
Thank you for that. Polo, well, you heard it from the three judges today. Be On, no pass, unfortunately. But check your email after this event. You're going to get some written feedback from all three of them right after this event. Thanks again for joining us. That was Be On, everyone. All right, guys, so that's our entire lineup for today. Before we go, let's give a big shout out to all three of our judges for joining us for today. We'll start things off. He's an A&R director at Atlantic Records. Knowledge, where can everyone find you on social media?
Only social media I have is Instagram. You can find me there, God_knowledge. Just DM me, anything like that.
Awesome. Knowledge. Such a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining us for today's online event. Up next on the lineup, he's a platinum producer, DJ Payne 1. Where can everyone find you on social media?
At DJ Payne 1, as you can see below, all social media, very easy to find. Or if you're interested in beats, www.djpayne1beats.com.
Awesome. Payne 1, thanks again for joining us for our online event today. And last but certainly not least, he's director of A&R at Rock Nation. Polo, where can everyone find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram on the Polo, POLO_2X.
Awesome, Polo. Such a pleasure to have you as well. Thank you to all three of our judges for joining us today. My name is Adonis Lugo. Be sure to check me out on Instagram as well. On behalf of myself, the judges, and the entire Coast to Coast Live team, we'll see you guys on the next one.